Atlanta Falcons versus Indianapolis Colts. The stage is Berlin. The stakes, rising in the standings, proving power on an international field, and defining mid-season momentum. The Indianapolis Colts arrive at 7-2, top of the AFC South and brimming with confidence. The Atlanta Falcons, sitting at 3-5 and third in the NFC South, are clinging to hope after a string of narrow losses. The predictive models lean heavily toward Indianapolis, nearly 70% confidence. But as any coach will say, that's just math until the whistle blows. Sunday's global spotlight isn't about percentages. It's about who controls the tempo on foreign soil. Atlanta's season has been defined by inconsistency. Michael Penix Jr. has flashed moments of brilliance, throwing for 1,630 yards with 8 touchdowns, but turnovers and protection lapses have stalled drives. Rookie sensation Bijan Robinson continues to anchor the offense with 595 rushing yards and 2 scores, averaging 5 yards per carry. Drake London leads the air attack with 587 receiving yards and 5 touchdowns, proving a reliable target when Penix finds rhythm. Defensively, linebacker Caden Ellis, 54 tackles, and edge rusher Zach Harrison, 3.5 sacks, headline a unit that has shown flashes of aggression, but too often bends in crucial stretches. On the other sideline, Indianapolis has evolved into a complete machine. Quarterback Daniel Jones is in command of one of the league's most balanced attacks, tallying 2,404 yards, 14 touchdowns, and only 6 interceptions on 69% completions. Running back Jonathan Taylor is rewriting the ground rules again. 895 rushing yards, 12 touchdowns, and a punishing 5.7 yards per carry. Michael Pittman Jr. complements the ground game with precision, totaling 561 yards and 6 scores. On defense, Nick Cross leads with 62 tackles, Laiatu Latu owns 5 sacks, and Cam Bynum and company have forced timely takeaways. The Colts' balance, top 5 in total offense and among the stingiest in points allowed, makes them a genuine contender as the second half unfolds. Momentum, however, tells 2 different stories. The Falcons have dropped 2 straight heartbreakers, including a 1-point loss to New England and a blowout defeat to Miami. Before that, they stunned Buffalo and outlasted Washington, showing their ceiling when all cylinders align. The Colts, by contrast, had their 4-game win streak snapped in a 27-20 loss to Pittsburgh. Before that stumble, they dismantled Tennessee, Las Vegas, Arizona, and the Chargers, winning by an average of 11 points. One team is searching for stability, the other is re-establishing dominance after a minor bump, setting the stage for a clash defined by urgency, identity, and which side handles adversity better under pressure. At quarterback, the contrast couldn't be sharper. Penix Jr., completing 60.8% of his throws, thrives on deep strikes and timing routes, but can press when forced off script. His passer rating of 88.1 reflects both promise and growing pains. Jones, meanwhile, has been surgical, averaging 267 yards per game, spreading the ball efficiently, and maintaining poise under pressure with a 101.7 rating. He doesn't need to be flashy, he just needs to be efficient. That control, combined with Taylor's relentless drive, makes Indianapolis one of the most adaptable teams in football. What sets Jones apart is his ability to diagnose coverage pre-snap and manipulate safeties with his eyes, turning modest routes into chunk gains. His synergy with Pittman Jr. and Downs adds another layer to Indy's offensive balance, keeping defenses honest and forcing linebackers to hesitate just long enough for plays to develop. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Indianapolis Colts winner. This matchup hinges on trench warfare. Atlanta's offensive line, weakened by injuries to Tyrone Wheatley Jr. and Storm Norton, faces a relentless Colts front even without DeForest Buckner. If Penix can't get comfortable, drives could crumble early. Conversely, Indianapolis must protect Jones against a young but eager Falcons front led by Harrison. The X factor may be Robinson. If Atlanta establishes balance, they can chew clock and limit Jones's possessions. But if the Colts jump ahead early, the Falcons' offense could be forced into a predictable pass-heavy rhythm that plays directly into Indy's coverage schemes. Expect a methodical pace early, then fireworks once momentum swings. Berlin deserves a show, and the Colts have the artillery to deliver it. Jones's efficiency, Taylor's physicality, and a defense that closes late should prove too steady for a Falcons squad still searching for identity across 4 quarters. Indianapolis controls the clock, wins the turnover margin, and extends its AFC South lead with another statement victory abroad. Prediction: total pick for this match is over 45.5. Baltimore Ravens versus Minnesota Vikings. The stage is set in Minneapolis. The 3-5 Ravens head north to face the 4-4 Vikings, each team chasing momentum at the midpoint of the 2025 season. Baltimore sits second in the AFC North, clinging to playoff hopes in a division ruled by Pittsburgh. Minnesota, meanwhile, fights for footing in the NFC North, where Green Bay and Detroit have surged ahead. The win probability leans toward Baltimore, roughly 62-38, but that edge means little in a building as electric as US Bank Stadium. This matchup isn't just about standings, it's about identity. One team trying to sustain a revival, the other desperate to prove its grit translates against a contender. Baltimore's offense hums when Lamar Jackson takes control. In 5 games, he's thrown for 1,073 yards with 14 touchdowns to just 1 interception, completing over 72% of his passes and adding 180 rushing yards. Derrick Henry has powered for 629 yards and 6 scores, averaging nearly 5 yards a carry. Rookie receiver Zay Flowers leads the air attack with 550 yards and a touchdown on 46 receptions, using speed and precision to stretch defenses. On the other side, Minnesota's offense has leaned on veteran efficiency, or at least tried to. Carson Wentz had thrown for 1,216 yards and 6 touchdowns before landing on injured reserve. That leaves rookie J.J. McCarthy steering the ship, showing promise in relief with 42 yards and a touchdown on limited snaps last week. Jordan Mason anchors the run game with 419 yards and 4 scores, while Justin Jefferson remains the heartbeat of the receiving corps. 649 yards, 2 touchdowns, and his trademark big play explosiveness. Defensively, Baltimore leans on linebacker Teddy Buchanan's 63 tackles and Nate Wiggins' 2 interceptions, while Minnesota's Eric Wilson, 57 tackles, and Joshua Metellus, 2 interceptions, lead a resilient, if inconsistent, unit. Momentum tells 2 different stories. The Ravens, after 3 straight losses, have erupted back to life with statement wins, 30-16 over Chicago and 28-6 over Miami. Their offense looks synchronized, their defense rejuvenated. Minnesota's path has been bumpier. Losses to the Chargers and Eagles offset by tight wins over Cleveland and Detroit. Their 27-24 triumph against the Lions showed flashes of balance, but inconsistency remains the theme. The Vikings have alternated wins and losses for 4 weeks, while Baltimore finally looks like a team rediscovering its rhythm and edge. The quarterback storyline might define the night. Lamar Jackson is operating with clinical precision, a 72.9% completion rate, 214.6 yards per game, and a 138.7 passer rating that ranks among the league's elite. He's attacking defenses with both arm and movement, avoiding turnovers while creating space for Henry's punishing ground game. McCarthy, meanwhile, inherits the Vikings' offense amid transition. His style contrasts sharply, a poised pocket passer learning to navigate pressure against an aggressive blitzing front. Baltimore's defense, with 4 players on injured reserve including Nnamdi Madubuike, will test its depth, while Minnesota must manage protection breakdowns with center Ryan Kelly and tight end Josh Oliver both sidelined. The battle under center is clear. Experience and efficiency versus youth and potential. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Baltimore Ravens winner. When it comes to tactics, the Ravens have the clearer blueprint. Their rushing combination of Henry's downhill force and Jackson's mobility forces defenses to commit early, opening lanes for Flowers and Mark Andrews underneath. Minnesota's best counter lies in Jefferson's matchup against Baltimore's secondary. If McCarthy can get time, Jefferson's ability to manipulate coverages could spark momentum. On defense, the Vikings' front, led by Jay Redmond's 4 sacks, will aim to contain Jackson's scrambling lanes, while Buchanan and the Ravens' linebackers must limit Mason's cutback runs. The X factor may be situational composure. Baltimore has averaged just 13 points in losses and 29 in wins, while Minnesota has struggled to close, 3 losses by 7 points or fewer. Discipline in the fourth quarter could separate these teams. Prediction: this one has the makings of a physical, methodical game that rewards patience and precision. Baltimore's versatility and quarterback edge should hold, even against Minnesota's energy at home. Expect Henry to grind late, Jackson to exploit mismatches, and the Ravens' defense to bend but not break. Minnesota will flash, Jefferson will deliver his highlight, but depth and continuity lean purple and black. Baltimore's balance, on the ground, in the pocket, and in the moment, keeps their postseason hopes alive and sends Minnesota back to recalibration mode. Prediction: total pick for this match is over 45.5. New Orleans Saints versus Carolina Panthers. The lights are bright in Charlotte, and the Panthers are ready to prove last week wasn't a fluke. At 5-4 overall and 3-1 at home, Carolina sits second in the NFC South, chasing a 6-2 Tampa Bay squad while trying to create breathing room from Atlanta. The Saints, meanwhile, are on the opposite end of the spectrum, a staggering 1-8, winless on the road, and desperate to stop a spiral that's defining their season. The predictive models lean heavily toward Carolina, giving them roughly a 2-1 edge in win probability. And for good reason. Momentum, stability, and health all tip the scale toward the Panthers. The tale of the tape tells an even clearer story. Carolina has been the more complete team. Quarterback Bryce Young has thrown for 1,390 yards and 11 touchdowns against 6 interceptions, running an efficient offense built around Rico Dowdle's punishing ground attack. Dowdle has rushed for 735 yards and 4 scores on 131 carries, giving the Panthers a consistent spark. On the outside, Tetairoa McMillan's 558 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns have set the tone for a balanced passing game. On defense, linebacker Christian Roseboom leads the unit with 77 tackles, while J.C. Horn's 3 interceptions highlight a secondary that closes fast and hits harder. New Orleans, meanwhile, is fighting through inconsistency. Rookie quarterback Spencer Rattler has flashed arm talent with 1,586 passing yards and 8 touchdowns, but 5 interceptions and a completion rate under 68% reveal accuracy and decision-making lapses under pressure. Alvin Kamara's injury status adds another layer of uncertainty. Even when healthy, Kamara's 377 rushing yards and 1 score pale in comparison to Dowdle's production. Chris Olave has been a bright spot with 560 yards and 3 touchdowns, but the offense hasn't found rhythm behind a battered line. Defensively, Demario Davis remains the emotional leader with 84 tackles, and Carl Granderson has 4.5 sacks. Yet the Saints' defense has allowed a punishing 243 points this season, the highest in the NFC South. Unless the front 7 tightens up and the secondary limits explosive plays, New Orleans risks losing control of games early, forcing a flawed offense to chase points late. The Saints are spiraling, losing 4 straight, including blowouts to the Rams, Bucks, and Bears, with their last win coming a month ago against the Giants. The Panthers, meanwhile, are surging with 3 straight victories over the Packers, Cowboys, and Dolphins. Their defense has clamped down late, holding opponents under 20 points in 3 of the last 4, and that poise could swing Sunday's matchup their way. The quarterback battle showcases 2 contrasting styles. Spencer Rattler plays with flair and risk, pushing the ball downfield with confidence but sometimes to his detriment. His 1,586 yards on 256 attempts and an 87.8 passer rating reflect both his aggressiveness and volatility. Bryce Young, meanwhile, operates with precision. His 61.1% completion rate and 81.5 rating may seem modest, yet his control in the red zone stands out. 11 touchdowns against 6 picks highlight growing maturity. In a game likely decided by ball security, Young's composure could be the edge that tips the balance. Carolina enters with matchup advantages across the board. Their ground game, led by Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard, 299 yards, should challenge a Saints front 7 that tends to fade late. Defensively, Derek Brown and Roseboom anchor a unit capable of collapsing Rattler's pocket and containing Kamara if he suits up. The return of McMillan from a hamstring injury adds vertical threat and space for short targets like Tommy Tremble and Xavier Legette. For New Orleans, sustained drives and quick passes are essential to protect their defense, but recent inconsistency makes that difficult. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Carolina Panthers winner. Health could also play a pivotal role. Carolina is missing guard Chandler Zavala, but most of their playmakers are trending toward active status. New Orleans, however, lists Kamara, Brian Bresee, and Jack Stoll as questionable, all critical to both protection and offensive rhythm. Without a strong ground game, Rattler will be forced to throw into a secondary that thrives on tight windows and tipped passes. Bottom line, this is a matchup between a team on the rise and one trying to remember how to win. The Panthers' balance, confidence, and home field edge make them the clear favorite. The Saints may land a few punches early, but Carolina's defense will eventually close the door. Expect another steady, workmanlike performance from Bryce Young and a relentless ground game to wear New Orleans down. The Panthers control tempo, dominate time of possession, and ride their defensive composure to a 4th straight victory, solidifying their push for the postseason. Prediction: total pick for this match is over 34.5. Los Angeles Rams versus San Francisco 49ers. The NFC West spotlight burns bright as the 6-2 Los Angeles Rams head north to Levi's Stadium to take on the 6-3 San Francisco 49ers. 2 teams separated by just a half game, both chasing Seattle atop the division. The stakes? Massive. The matchup predictor splits it nearly down the middle, 50.1% to 49.5%, signaling this one could swing on a single possession. For the Rams, it's a shot to seize control of the division. For the Niners, a chance to reclaim momentum and prove their home field still matters. Every throw, every yard, every hit in Santa Clara will carry playoff weight. The Rams enter behind a balanced attack. Matthew Stafford continues to anchor this offense, throwing for 2,147 yards, 21 touchdowns, and just 2 interceptions, completing 67% of his passes. His favorite target, Puka Nacua, has emerged as one of the league's most dependable receivers with 711 yards and 3 scores. Kieran Williams brings the ground punch, 586 yards and 3 touchdowns on 132 carries, averaging 4.4 yards per run. Defensively, linebacker Nate Landman leads with 72 tackles, while Byron Young has racked up 9 sacks, giving LA a relentless edge in the trenches. Safety Cam Curl has 2 picks, setting the tone in coverage. Across the field, the 49ers mirror that star power. Quarterback Mac Jones has 1,832 yards and 10 touchdowns on 168 completions, though 5 interceptions have hurt his efficiency. Christian McCaffrey remains the heartbeat of the Niners offense. 596 rushing yards, 626 receiving, and 8 total touchdowns through 9 games. When he touches the ball, defenses brace for damage. Linebacker D. Winters is the defensive enforcer with 59 tackles, while defensive end B. Huff has 4 sacks. The Niners' front seven is deep, physical, and opportunistic, but the secondary has just 1 interception all year, a concern against Stafford's precision. Momentum paints a tale of 2 streaks. The Rams are rolling, winners of 4 straight, including blowouts over the Jaguars, 35-7, and Saints, 34-10. Their lone blemish in recent weeks came in overtime against these very Niners, a 26-23 heartbreaker that still lingers. San Francisco, meanwhile, snapped a 2-game skid with a strong 34-24 win over the Giants last week. Before that, they stumbled against Houston and Tampa Bay, raising questions about consistency. Right now, Los Angeles looks sharper, more cohesive, and more confident on both sides of the ball. At quarterback, the contrast is clear. Stafford is operating at an elite level, 184 completions on 274 attempts, averaging 268 yards per game with a 113.2 passer rating. He's in rhythm, dissecting defenses with pre-snap control and downfield accuracy. Jones, though steady in stretches, has struggled to sustain drives under pressure, completing 67%, but with a lower 93.6 rating. He's been sacked 10 times and forced into rushed decisions. If the Rams' front can collapse the pocket early, that could force San Francisco's offense into McCaffrey-heavy checkdowns, effective but predictable. Stafford's connection with Kupp and Nakua has elevated Los Angeles' passing game to one of the league's most efficient, allowing the Rams to stretch the field and keep defenses off balance. For Jones, limiting turnovers and finding rhythm through play action will be crucial to keeping pace against a defense that thrives on disrupting timing and capitalizing on mistakes. After analyzing both teams, my pick for this match is Los Angeles Rams winner, tactically. This one's about control. Los Angeles leans on tempo, spreading defenses horizontally before attacking deep with Nakua and Davante Adams. San Francisco thrives on rhythm runs and play-action balance. When McCaffrey gets early traction, their offense hums. But LA's front seven has been stout, giving up just 127 points all season, the second fewest in the division. The 49ers' defense, though dangerous, has allowed 188, revealing cracks against teams that sustain drives. Injuries could tip the scales. Both rosters list key players as questionable, but the Rams' deeper rotation may better absorb absences. The game could hinge on third down execution and turnover control, where Los Angeles has been cleaner all season. So what decides it? Composure. The Rams have found rhythm on offense, balance on defense, and a clear identity. The Niners remain dangerous, especially at home, but their recent inconsistency and secondary vulnerability stand out. Expect another bruising tactical war, but this time the Rams finish what they started in October. Stafford's efficiency, Williams' grind, and a defense built to bend but not break should be enough to swing it late. Precision, discipline, and offensive rhythm make the difference as Los Angeles takes firm control of the NFC West race. Prediction: total pick for this match is over 45.5.